Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2. We've got some bad men here. We're going to see if we can actually finish this and get to Micah. I'd like to loot, but I don't know if we're exactly safe doing it. Theoretically, Micah's just up in that yellow. Can we say, let's go ahead and loot anyway. We might need the additional ammo. That was not ammo, that was money. And a ring, which I don't really need. What about you? You got any?
Micah! Shit! Micah!
It'd be kind of horrible if Micah wasn't even here. Ah, shit, there's a bunch of X's now. What am I missing? Okay, we need cover. One, two. Got my hat. See if I can get that hat back. Definitely need some health. Yeah, pick up that hat. There we go. Now go ahead and loot this guy, because what the hell. I think our health might also be taking damage due to the cold. Like, I think we don't actually have enough protection from the cold. Not that I can really do much of anything about that. Drink that. Maybe actually... my satchel? Yeah, that's why we got the provisions, just in case we needed more boosts for our cores. Okay. Get your gun out, just in case. We gotta look through all the damn camp. Oh, right there. Take the top of his head off if needed. Oh, and another guy.
You're a dead man!
You say so, bud. Alright, so nobody else here. Okay, so it's just a big camp. Alright, we're just gonna clear the whole thing then. Seems safer to come up from above. And sure enough, that worked out. We're not done with it though. Chances are he's in the big guy tent. It's a hell of a shot if you think you can make it.
Micah!
I'm gonna need more Deadeye. Might be worth drinking something. None of these things fill up my Deadeye though. I go here to fill up Deadeye. Yeah, here we go. Gin. Have some gin. Oh, hello.
Damn you, Micah!
Alright, there's only one place he could be. Oh, yep, they're using the watchtower. Just like Charles said. Alright, might as well loot this guy, because why not? Okay, back to the Lancaster. Here we go.
Hey, Micah! Micah!
Really hope Mike is in here.
Micah, are you over there?
Have some Molotov cocktails we could use. I mean, it's all wood. The wet wood, but it'll burn just fine. A little suspicious right here.
Micah, if you're here, come out!
Hello, Scarface. Did you miss me?
Not really.
Not much.
Been a few years. How's that, whore of yours?
She's good. Didn't reckon I should waste my time killing you. But I felt different.
So it seems. Well, maybe after all this is over, I'll go pay her a call. And the boy.
Whatever you say.
I was hoping for an actual, like, gunslinging fight.
I got more men coming, John!
That's nice. You like dynamite? I like dynamite.
You should run away!
I look forward to meeting them!
Scarface! I'll make you rich! Real rich! Damn it!
That surprised him.
It's just here! Come take a look!
Come on now, Micah. At least die like a man.
Just shoot him.
Fire. It's just like old times.
Just shoot him.
Come on. You turn around and start walking.
You got me!
Put down the guns, Micah.
Just like old times. Hmm? All manner of folk paying social calls.
Hello, son.
Ah, crap.
Mrs. Adler. It's been quite a while.
Now, John. Now. What were you saying?
So, hey, Dutch.
What are you doing here, Dutch? Same as you, I suppose.
Dutch and I are teaming up once more. We got money. We got dreams. Join us, John. Join us.
Seems unlikely.
Let her go.
Now, I can't do that, John.
Dutch. Dutch, come on now. You shot at me, son.
Well, age is back.
You started it. You betrayed me. I could say the same as you. I was trying to do my best. You just cared for yourself.
What?
I think differently.
Join us. Join us, John.
How good are you, John? Do you think you hit
Let
both?
her go! She ain't well.
I don't want to kill you, John.
Arthur saved my life. More than once.
Arthur's been dead a long time. This is a new century.
Dutch. Dutch. We all did our best for you. Ain't our fault. Things turned out the way they did. Dutch, killing me won't solve nothing.
Put down your gun, Marston!
Say something, Dutch. Say something. I ain't got too much to say no more.
Did not expect that. Finally. 7 years late.
You shot me pretty good.
Got a hole in your head? I'm gonna look to that. Still walking it off. How determined. Holy hell.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's got nothing to say anymore. He's seen everything he worked for torn apart.
You okay?
No,
Fine.
she's not okay.
Crazy.
I hope so. Help me up.
Let's go get Charles.
There's money. Lots of money. In the cabin is Blackwater.
I'll go see.
Hurry up. I got a wedding I want to go to.
It's nice of her to think of that. Is that the chest? Did they actually move it from Beaver Hollow? Oh, holy crap. How are we gonna move it? That's not gonna hold it all, John, but I guess it's a start. Just the gold would rip those saddlebags apart. How'd they move it up there? That must have taken him... I mean, I guess if John can do it in a single trip, so can they. There's a lot of them, too, so I guess it's possible. But yeah, that solves the debt problem.
Jack, Uncle, come out here!
Get her to a doctor. What are you doing taking her back to the ranch? You crazy people. What are you doing taking her back to the fucking ranch? What, Uncle's gonna operate on her?
It's over, Abigail.
Where's Charles?
It's all over.
There he is. Okay, Charles is there. The horses are like, what? You still need me? I'm out of here. Okay, so Charles did make it. He's only shot in the shoulder. It wasn't that bad. There we go. Whew. So... it's not over, though? Because there's the first game? So, the whole plot of the first game is that you have to go track down all the people who were formerly in Dutch's gang. So it's not over? But I guess it's kind of over. I'm not sure what these shots are. I'm not sure what this song is. We're gonna go and turn that down a little bit. Well, that was fun. That was not the epilogue I was expecting. Really, Dutch should have made that shot back when Arthur and Micah were wrestling. Never mind Sadie and Micah, like who the hell cares about that, but... okay, and we actually get the wedding. With John's stolen hat. Alright, it'll do. It's not Arthur's hat. I would prefer to finish this with Arthur's hat, but whatever. It works out. Yeah, it just delayed, but I guess Dutch being Dutch, that's the way it goes. So, I mean, I've never played Red Dead Redemption 1, but now I'm kind of tempted. There's a PlayStation Go or Live or whatever the hell that service is where you can play old PlayStation games. Now I'm a little tempted. See what... I guess it would be a PS2 game? PS3. PS3 is what it was. So I'm a little tempted by that, just to see what the ending of John's story is. More than likely after the credits, they let you do whatever you want. But really, I mean, it seems like this ends John's story completely here. There's no reason to go much further than this. That's the dam over up on West Elizabeth. It's amazing how many of these spots we just know now. We've been all over the place, and it has been an experience. It was fun. I'm not sure it was... oh, there's vegetation. So, you know, I was talking about way back when, like, how do you make the trees? Lead vegetation artist right there. That's the guy that'll tell you. Yeah, so it was an interesting journey. Rockstar is always like, gangs aren't worth it. And I think that's because they were trying to pull back. Like in the stories of, I think it was the first 2 Grand Theft Autos, you know, the top-down ones. They were kind of glorifying gangs, and so they kind of want to step away from that, and so they've been stepping away from it basically ever since. Like, there's never been a Rockstar story, I think, that basically says, join a gang. Or gangs are a good thing, or anything like that. So they've been trying to step it back. Oh, good. Charles is there. He's actually, like, alive and shit. Holy crap. He's dancing around. She looks good in her wedding dress. That looks good. Although, wedding dress... okay. So I know it's anachronistic, as a thing. Back in the day... I mean, I guess they're rich now, right? They are rich now. Back in the day, like, a rancher would not... or even a rancher's wife wouldn't get a wedding dress. They would get... you know, a nice dress, but then that dress they would wear, like, for the rest of their lives, like on their Sunday best or something. a wedding dress is something like only the nouveau rich would do, like super, super rich, but and they have gold bars in that chest, and they know where that chest is, so even if they didn't get everything this time, John can just go back and pick up everything he didn't get the first time. So, totally gettable. And then maybe burn down the whole damn place, although that's probably a little wasteful. Oh, and of course, isn't there a bounty? Oh, well, the Pinkertons finally discover Micah. Although whether or not they're going to be able to identify him with a hole in his head is another thing entirely. About goddamn time the Pinkertons get away from this. Oh, but of course they're probably still looking for Dutch. Dutch was their go-to the whole time, right? And I think that's where the first game picks up. Is basically the Pinkertons approaching John and saying, hey, we want to make sure we take down the entire gang. And you're going to help us do it, whether you like it or not. But no, that was fun. That was fun. I look forward to Red Dead Redemption 3. I have no idea what they do for it. The problem is, I don't know how you do a third one. So maybe we'll just see a new IP. Grand Theft Auto is fine. It's an okay game. I'm never happy about the problem, I think, and I think the reason why I like Red Dead Redemption more than Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto, especially in number 5, the story was all about corrupting a person into being a bad person, basically. And they all end up the worse for it. Whereas this game, I mean, yeah, Arthur's end, maybe not that great, but John came out ahead. Actually made a good home for himself and everything, and so sad Charles is gonna go, but kind of makes sense he's got to get the hell out. Going to Canada, meet somebody, have a family, be great. Just head north. Don't know you hate Canada when, well, actually, I don't know how you know you hate Canada, because I'm not sure where exactly this world is in relation to the rest of the United States. They do mention the rest of the United States, so we know it is part of it somewhere. We just don't know where exactly. And that was a lot of fun. I had super fun with that. And one of the rare Rockstar games that I'm actually totally happy with the story. Arthur, I think, narratively, I understand why he had to die, right? He was the last of the cowboys. He died with the old century. It made total sense for him to die. And then John kind of picking up and trying to be a better person and all. Don't know why we're suddenly looking at Saint Denis, but that's where we are. Maybe just looking at general. Okay. Yeah, no actual hints of what's going to be happening later on, but yeah, how do you do a sequel to this? I don't think you do. If anything, you'd have to roll back. You'd have to work backwards. That's so weird though, because the only way that a cowboy story works is if you go back in time, right? Because 1899 is a little late for a cowboy story. And the first game took place in like 1911. So like you got to work your way backwards. To like when the West was actually wild. I have no idea who this lady is. I have no idea who she is or why she's writing. Were we supposed to know who this is? That wasn't Mary, was it? Didn't look like her, but that's the only one I could think it could possibly be. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, so you have to go backwards, but at that point, is it even Red Dead Redemption 3? The only way it works if you tie it in together. If you say like it's, oh, I hate to say this, but Dutch's story, like forming the gang, then I guess it would have to end with a tie into Red Dead Redemption 2 when we're running away into the mountains. And yeah, I don't know, that'd be a sad story, but yeah, you could basically build up a gang and then you'd be on the run for the Pinkertons and the law. Wouldn't be ideal. Would not be ideal. So what's with the extra wood? We never did find out. We did all the missions. No idea what the extra wood is all about. maybe building a... I mean, they're definitely rich enough they can now afford hands. It seems like maybe now you build a bunkhouse. That could work. And they can definitely hire people to build the house now. The ranch isn't very big, but... Well, the thing is, it's not... Is it big enough to hire hands? Like, John could do the work himself. And they're dressing very fine right now, but... I think that would actually raise some questions. Hey, where'd you suddenly come in at all this money? Like, suddenly walking into the bank and paying off the loan. I mean, it would be satisfying as all hell, but is it a good idea? Because it's suspicious as all hell, that's for damn sure. I don't know. I mean, it's illegally gotten gains, for sure. Okay, pointing out somebody, that can't be good. Those are the Pinkertons that were looking at Dutch before, or Micah, rather. Yeah, they're tracking down John. That's what this is. This is trying to tie in directly to Red Dead Redemption 1. That's totally what it is. Well, and then that makes it even more suspicious, right? Because then the Pinkertons are looking for you. Then suddenly people start asking questions. Well, where did you get that money? The Pinkertons are in with the law, so they'd be able to say, well, you don't want anyone to look too terribly closely to how you paid off your loan. You will totally help us track down the rest of the gang, Dutch included. And now I'm a little tempted. Wild West is a great setting, especially for a video game. I think the Red Dead series is great for that. I just don't know how you pick it up from here, aside from going back in time, and I don't think that would work out too well, because Dutch is a bit of a dumbass, and I kind of hate him. Not as much as I hate Micah. Dutch at least had good intentions. Bad implementation for damn sure, but good intentions. But I don't see how you redeem, right? Because that's the whole theme. Like, Arthur at the very end tried to redeem himself. John tried to redeem himself here. He tried to make a better life for him and Abigail. And then the first game is trying to redeem himself in the eyes of the law, or at least the eyes of the Pinkertons, to make sure that, you know, no one's going to be looking for them. But if you go backwards and you talk about Dutch, how on earth, how in the world do you frame that as a story of redemption? I can't imagine it. So I don't see there's a good way to do that necessarily. It's a thought, but I don't know if it works. What you probably do... No, you'd be better off doing another story entirely. Do a new thing. The Wild West theme can be taken in different directions. I mean, Firefly did it. You can have a science fiction Wild West. I think it totally works. It's a little anachronistic, but it's also fun as hell. So as long as it's fun enough, like, nobody will care. Red Dead Redemption in space. I would totally play that. That sounds like fun times. I don't know how it would work, but I'm totally on board. Though I think this might be the last Rockstar game I play for a while. The Rockstar... I don't know. GTA 6, we'll see. We'll see. They're supposedly coming out with it, but really I'm more interested in what their new IP is going to be. It's rumored, which means it's probably not going to come out to like 2030. But that's what I'm interested in. GTA 6, whatever. You know they're going to push the online mode, and that's fine. But like, the story's probably not going to be all that. I'm looking forward to whatever they're going to come up with for their new IP. That's going to be great. I think these are the Pinkertons here, but they're in the wrong direction if they're in Lemoyne. This is Lemoyne, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but they could be trying to track everybody down. Actually, is that... Oh. These are the other members of the gang. That's who we're seeing here. That's fucking Pearson. Working at a shop. Well, that's fucking bold of you, Pearson. Having a picture of your old gang up on the wall? No wonder he's caught first thing. Oh my god. So that's who the woman was. Shit. Yeah. That's Crap. I thought Susan was shot, but that might have actually been Susan. Or maybe it was Mary Beth. Because she was the one who wanted to learn how to read and everything. She's the one who we got the pin for, I think. That's totally what this is all about, is totally looking at members of the gang. And of course, here are the Pinkertons trying to find out where John is. You know they're going to catch up to him because, you know, first game being what it is. It's so strange with prequels how much pressure there is, apparently, to tie everything together. Like take the Star Wars franchise, right? Like Solo. There's so much pressure when they were writing Solo, apparently. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like they needed to do it, but they apparently felt the pressure for it, to explain where everything came from. Like, not just the Millennium Falcon, but like his gun, his look, his attitude, like everything that we know is Han Solo had to be tied in these, you know, 90 minutes or whatever. And so here it feels like they have the same kind of pressure. It's like they have to explain everything. So they have to explain how John got to where he was. I mean, really, for me, I'd say it'd be more than sufficient just to lead off with Arthur dying, and that's it. He's passed on his hat to John. That's all we need to know. Like, do we really need to continue on the epilogue? It was fun, don't get me wrong. And I think John's actually probably a better person than Arthur, for sure. But I don't know that we needed... I don't think we need any more than the hat passing over. I think that alone probably would have done it. Because nothing else changed. If Sadie or Charles had died going after Micah, then maybe? That's probably what it was. Probably was. Micah escaped. If Micah didn't escape in that moment, if Dutch had actually shot him, and then Arthur died anyway, that would actually be a more satisfying ending, I think. Because then it shows Dutch isn't like a total dickweed. Here it just seems like he did what he should have done ages ago, and he just didn't do it. And I think this epilogue kind of got them out of the corner they wrote themselves into. That's what it is. Because Micah got away. And so you have to explain, well, if Micah got away, why don't you track him down in Red Dead 1? And the answer here is because he was already tracked down by Sadie, Charles, and John, individually. I mean, you could just say, you know, he was caught by the Pinkertons earlier, but I guess I would have mentioned that. Not to mention, Micah would be more than happy to work with the Pinkertons again, because he's done it before. Yeah, so that's why the epilogue had to happen, is to explain what happened to Micah and why he wasn't in Red Dead 1. But if they had just made it, I guess the problem is it in character for Dutch to shoot Micah in front of Arthur instead of waiting 7 years to do it? Maybe? The thing is, Dutch in that moment was very split, right? Everything was coming, crashing down on his shoulders, coming down all around him. The gang was falling apart. And then he's told suddenly, with no proof, admittedly, that Micah has betrayed them the entire time. But he's told this from Arthur, who Micah's been whispering in Dutch's ear the entire time, that Arthur's the problem. So at that point, who do you shoot? You shoot them both? I mean, I'm a little tempted to say, yeah, shoot them both. But, and that'd also be pretty unsatisfying. But I think that would be in character for Dutch. I think, because he, in a rage, shot Molly, right? Because he thought that she betrayed him. Oh, but how sure was he? Well, he wasn't sure. Was he sure? It was because Micah was whispering in his ear again, wasn't it? Micah saw that the heat was on him. Oh, you actually see Arthur's grave. That's cool. Blessed are those who hunger. Oh, his wife. Arthur's wife. Yeah, well, good that someone actually got word to her where his grave is. That's cool. I think it could have worked if Dutch had actually shot both Micah and Arthur in that moment. He had guns on both of them, and they were wrestling around. It seems like at that point you just unload. You just shoot them both and call it a day. I mean, Arthur already died pretty horribly anyway. That death rattle of his at the end was actually not pretty at all. Yeah, and then you don't need the epilogue at all, because then you explain what happened to Micah. He was shot with Arthur. And you can show that somebody buried him. Or maybe you actually do the little cutscene here, where you see, like, Charles burying Arthur, like, instead of him talking about it later. You just see him do it, and then, like, you know, then another later cutscene of Arthur's wife crying at the grave, and there you go. Done. And maybe a cutscene of John, like, meeting back up with Abigail if you wanted to do that. But, like, it didn't need to be an epilogue, I don't think. I don't know, I'm trying to tie these things up. There's no real... I guess this is how I would have done it. But maybe it wouldn't be as satisfying to play. The thing is, we had spent how many hours, how many episodes playing as Arthur? Like 120 or so? Playing as Arthur. And so to suddenly switch to John when Arthur dies, usually the story ends when you know the protagonist dies. But okay, sure. I mean, you got to learn to take care of the horses. That makes sense. Oh, and sure enough, here come the Puritans. Interesting. So in most open world games, you're allowed to just, you know, pick up after the credits and just do whatever you want. I don't think they're actually going to let us do that here. Because this is exactly where, or basically what I understand, where the first game picks up. Is when the Pinkertons come up to his ranch and say, hey, you gotta do this. Or else you're under arrest, basically. Well, now there's a good question. Would John's family actually be okay without him? If John was arrested, yes, of course, Abigail would be heartbroken, but money-wise, are they okay? That huge stash, I mean, mostly it looks huge because it's the gold bars, so I don't actually know how much money that actually was. But assuming that it was, let's say, $20,000. $20,000 in today's money, probably around $2 million, roughly. That is an enormous amount. If I had $2 million right now, I could probably retire. And it would probably last me... Well, let's see. How long would it last me? If I had no other kind of income coming in, let's assume I used $100,000 a year, which is a lot, admittedly, but, you know, I just won the lottery of $2 million. Why wouldn't I just retire? $100,000 a year would last me 20 years. That would be a problem, because in 20 years, I'd be backed into the workforce, older and not much wiser. Yeah, okay, maybe I wouldn't retire on $2 million. But still, good living for 20 years, that would at least get Jack into a good college, which at the time would be exceptional for sure. Jack would be set up for life. Like, maybe not money-wise, but lifestyle-wise, yes. Because he goes to college, no problem. He seems pretty smart. He's already writing stories. Seems like that would actually work. So yeah, Jack would be set up. Abigail would probably do fine, because even when the money eventually ran out, Jack would be able to support her. Yeah, that would actually totally work. So I think John might actually be better off in jail, but John probably doesn't think so. And back in the day, jail was no joke. I mean, the breaking rocks meme is a meme for a reason. Like, that's what used to happen. Or tilling fields or whatever. Like, it was always... It's the problem with the, was it the 14th Amendment? It outlaws slavery except in matters of incarceration. Basically, it legalizes slavery if you go to jail. You don't have to pay you a living wage. Don't really know why they wrote it that way. Somebody's body. Not exactly sure whose that is. Why did the vultures just go away from that? I'm curious who that was supposed to be. We have no real context. I'm a little puzzled. I have no idea. It's a long credit sequence, too. I'm mostly expecting this to be over pretty soon. So, yeah, usually in open world games, they're going to let us continue on and just do things. But I guess there's online mode for that if you really want to go ahead and continue, you know, shooting things up and doing bounties and all that wonderful stuff. You really, really wanted to. Technically, supposedly, kind of, we're done. Oh, is this Dutch here? Be kind of funny. Long hair might not be Dutch. Oh no, that's right. I want to say Rains Falls, but no, it's Eagles Flies. Because there was an eagle going by to remind us of his name. Right? Yes. Well, good to know he's still alive. Looking at. Yeah, Eagles Flies. Shoot. Sorry, I'm messing up the names. I'm not good with names. Oh, and now we actually just scroll. So I guess we're done with the cutscene, with the, yeah, with the intermediate cutscenes. Original Force? I guess that was the name of a... Oh, here we go. An outlaw's most senior trusted gun. Oh, okay. I like they all have, like, different names in here. Exiled Irish Republican. Young Lady Thief, Tilly. We didn't really get to talk to Tilly all that much. Oh, and then all the people. Alphabetical, even. Holy smokes. And we're only at the seas. Wow, I guess we do have a long cast, don't we? Huh. Colm O'Driscoll, yep. I'm not even seeing very many names repeating, which is actually kind of impressive. Usually, a voice actor will take, like, you know, 5-6 different roles in a video game like this, but nope. Nope, they've got a name for each and every one of these guys, and each one of them has their own voice actor. They did not skimp. Good for them. Leviticus Cornwall. Huh, so I wonder if these tie into the online mode too. They probably also have credits for that as well. Wildlife art enthusiast, Miss Hobbs. I don't remember that at all. I mean, it could be we just missed some of these guys. We didn't do every single mission, right? There's still some side missions we didn't do. We didn't finish off. The plume mission, at least. Some of the mail in a certain set of animals we didn't do. Vampire? What? 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 There's a vampire? How did I miss the vampire quest? The hell? It said vampire. I am shocked. I did not get the vampire at all. Now that I think about it, when I was watching somebody else play, they said they were hunting a vampire in the in Saint Denis, and I guess I thought that was like a mod or something, but I guess not. Okay, there's a vampire in Red Dead Redemption 2 somewhere. How the okay, I did not know that. I did not know there was a vampire. How do you even get the vampire mission? That's my question. Huh. There's a vampire. Okay. Wow. I mean, I'm expecting to see werewolf on here next. Also, notice in that list, there was no Gavin. The guy going around asking for Gavin, we can't apparently ever meet Gavin because there was nobody in that list that had the character name of Gavin. Nobody did voice work for Gavin. Now, it could be that Gavin is dead. Or, you know, the guy who's Gavin's friend decided that... we're not Gavin's friend. I mean, there's a bunch of theories about Gavin online. We don't actually know. It's one of the mysteries. It's just something odd about it, but we don't actually know. But vampire. Vampire is actually throwing me off a little bit. Facial scans? Huh. I mean, I guess you gotta do it somehow. Somebody I know actually works in the special effects industry. Though I think the type of facial scan actually predates the method I'm thinking of. So the modern day method is basically sit you in a chair and you close your eyes, and they have this kind of bar that kind of with embedded sensors all down it. Basically it's a bunch of photographs, and it's on a swivel. So basically, if the center is like at the very top of your head, it swivels all around your face, or all around your head really, and gets a scan that way. The old way they used to do it used to take much longer. The scan with the bar takes like maybe 10 minutes to make sure they get it right. What they used to do back in the day, and back in the day was only like 5 years ago, which is probably when this happened, is they actually had to do plaster casting. So how that would work for video games, I don't know. For special effects for movies, it would actually make sense, but for video games, I think you'd probably still do the pictures, right? I don't actually know. But yeah, they used to do plaster casting. You also have to close your eyes for that. But the thing with the plaster cast, you gotta wait for the plaster to dry. So that could take like an hour, if not more. And you know, they poke holes in to make sure you can breathe through your nose, but I mean, that's gotta be a little unsettling to have this giant weight on your face. I mean, plaster is not light. So I'm guessing for Red Dead Redemption, they would try to do like a virtual scan, right? But how you do that kind of scan, I guess you just do multiple photos. Like the new method they do now. I don't know. Music in here is pretty good. They also have, holy shit, they have like a full frickin' orchestra, which makes sense. A lot of these songs, there's no way you do it without an orchestra. I kind of expected some of it to be basically synthesized, but no. They just went straight up and got themselves some real instruments. Good for them. Mountain Finale, Crash of Worlds. Yeah, these are original songs. I wonder if you can actually get the soundtrack. Some of it's really peaceful stuff. Usually. Not all of it, of course. Sometimes, you know, they try to do something a little bit more intense for a couple of the fights, but, tabletop? Yeah, I don't know. So that does remind me, we did not actually play a lot of the games, did we? We did Five Finger Filet maybe like 3 times-ish. We did poker, basically because there was a story based around it. But never, I don't think we've actually ever done it just to get money. Play blackjack occasionally. And that was it, I think. Dominoes, that's right, we played Dominoes. Unfortunately, they're on Red Dead Online just has poker. I was gonna say blackjack, but no, it's poker. It's totally poker. And it's not even that good of a rendition of poker. I would prefer, like, dominoes in the online mode, honestly. The problem I have with poker online is everyone just goes all in immediately, and just makes it so it doesn't feel like there's any strategy to it. Not that you can exactly get rich playing poker in the game, either. Maybe in single player. I've never actually tried it. Proctology? I mean, I guess that's a song. That's a hell of a name for a song. It just caught my eye there. I'm going, what the hell? And then focus testers. Wow. So in the end, out of 10, what would I give it? Solid 8, at least. At least an 8. I think it's probably bordering on 9. It's not perfect, of course. It's a little janky sometimes. The problem with the Rockstar games, usually, is the mission structure is a little bit too railroady. I mean, really, imagine imagine a world where, like, way back when we first rescued Micah from the prison, and I wanted to shoot him, and the game wouldn't let me. Imagine a world where the game would let me. The problem is, like, that changes everything. Micah dies that early, he never goes to the Pinkertons, and the game doesn't fall apart. So at that point, do you even have a story? I think at that point you'd have to adjust, right? Maybe Molly really does then go to the Pinkertons and betray the gang. You always have a betrayer, basically. So you never know who the betrayer is. Like, every gameplay is unique. The game picks a betrayer, and if you manage to kill that person or they get killed, you know, because they're accompanying you on a mission, then it changes over. That I would love to see. If we're talking about sequels for Red Dead Redemption, then that's what I want to see. The next Rockstar game, I want a wildly branching story that's different for everybody when they play. I mean, you might have only, like, you know, 20 possible, so maybe not everybody, but that's the dream. That's what Mass Effect was going for. That's what BioWare is trying to do with Mass Effect, is that you wouldn't have, like, an ideal way to go through it. You just have whatever you went through. But unfortunately, then people learned about the different paths and were like, well, this is probably the best ending. And so they went down that way. But if it was actually random every time, that would actually be really cool. It'd be difficult to do realistically, but as long as it, I don't know, as long as most of the pieces were there, I think it would work out. I think it would totally work. The trick is doing the voice work for that, because you need to adjust as necessary, and that would be tricky. Alright, so here we are.
Alright, John Marston. Since you bought this millstone around our necks, we better try and keep this place going.
Millstone?
I paid our debts with that money. I
don't want to talk about that money. And no more that...
It's over, Abigail.
I'm sure. Then get to work on this ranch you own and raising your boy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so they are going to let us go ahead.
Sarcastic, John Marston?
A little bit.
Me? Never.
Good.
Anyway, I thought you liked this place.
No, John, I don't like it. I love it. It's home.
Oh, then see what's the problem. Millstone around our necks, indeed.
Okay, Missy.
Okay, so they are actually going to let us just go ahead and continue on. So I guess whatever you do here is non-canon, but now we have the end of the story. We can go ahead and do whatever we want. Go rob trains, go rob stagecoaches, go make money doing whatever else. What do we have, actually, for cash? $20,000. So I was right. It is about $20,000. So yeah, in today's money, about $2 million. You can probably just go ahead and relax on that. So that's what the extra wood for is, probably for the silo. It's very likely what that is. Can we get down there? Reduce the sound a little bit there. Just to see what our ranch actually looks like now. Yep, can't go in. Oh no, we can go into the silo. I'm a little tempted to go in here and see what it's like. Can we go in? Oh, we can't go in. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Well, this has been fun. Alright, now thank you for watching. This has been Red Dead Redemption 2. I had a lot of fun with this game, and I look forward to whatever's next. Oh, we can sell goods here too? Oh, that's actually really... Only they let us do that earlier. Unfortunately, it seems to have maybe locked up the game a little bit. Oh, there we go. Sold the product, earned the homestead, $8. Whoop-de-frickin-do. When you have 20,000, $8 doesn't mean too much. Alright, thank you for watching. This has been Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm PC Universe, you're PC Universe 2. And I'll see you guys at family dinner. Have fun out there.